Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's Friday. I haven't streamed on a Friday in a couple of weeks. That means it's been a couple of weeks since we've done our Friday tradition of a chat gauntlet. In a chat gauntlet, instead of drafting on MTG Arena versus unknown randos who are also on Arena, instead we head over to MTGA Draft over at herokuapp.com. And MTGA Draft allows us to draft on a third-party website, all human in pod. We export the resulting decks to Arena, and then we use the friend challenge system to battle each other in Arena with the decks that we drafted over on MTGA Draft. It's been a lot of fun. We've made a tradition out of it around here, and I really recommend checking out MTGA Draft for those of you who are maybe drafting on a budget. Maybe you run out of gems before you run out of passion to draft and are looking for ways to stretch that value. You can join the Going Optimal Discord. And if you join the Going Optimal Discord, you're going to find a pretty big community of people who use MTGA Draft for ad hoc no gem drafting experiences. It's a great way to practice a format you're not familiar with, a great way to just get in some extra magic without having to reach into your gem pile for it. And highly recommend checking out the Discord for that. And there's a couple of great two-player modes. We've done a couple of the two-player modes on MTGA Draft. And so even if you don't have a ton of people to draft with, you can do the two-player mode. My buddy Chris, who is really, Marshall Sutcliffe taught me to play Magic technically, but then we fell off of Magic pretty quickly, and Marshall fell off of Magic for a long time. But then about a year later, I got into Magic with my buddy Chris, and Chris is really the one that I truly learned how to play the game with. But like Marshall, he fell off the game for quite a while. I mean, he's never forgotten how to play, but it's just never deep into Magic. But I got him to check out Arena, and he's been enjoying Arena, and I've been wanting to play with him, but he's like, I'm a little intimidated. Like, this is your game, like you're just going to crush me at this game. And I don't know if I'm a little nervous about that or whatever. And I pointed out that I want to share this with you all too. Grid drafting on mtgadraft.herokuapp.com is a two-player draft format in which all the drafting occurs face up. And what that allows, if you too have a friend who you think would like Magic and would like draft, but is at a different place in their drafting experience with you, they're not as good as you, and maybe they're intimidated by that, keep MTGA Draft in mind and keep the grid draft in mind, because the power of a face-up draft format is that with no hidden information and only two players, you can openly discuss the whole draft. So my point to Chris was that, like, as long as we grid draft, you can ask me anything. I'm not going to help. I'm not going to let you make a mistake. Like, we can openly discuss all of your picks, and I can say, like, well, in your spot, I would consider this, right? And then, so then it's a way for you to. I like grid drafting as a way to bring someone who's got a skill gap from where you're at, but you want to bring them up into Magic drafting. It's a good way to do it because you can talk everything out. I like no hidden information games for experts playing with less expert players. It's a great way to make that happen. Anyway, a little aside there, but I do want to. We're not going to grid draft here, but I just wanted to call that out as just another great feature on MTGA Draft. And of course, if you get over there and want to support Senryoku for his work on the site, there's a Buy Me a Coffee link at the bottom that you can donate to Senryoku, and he'll appreciate that. And speaking of ways you can support awesome people and businesses, we've got a couple of sponsors around here. My main one is cardkingdom.com. They've been sponsoring me for quite a while. They are incredible purveyors of everything you need for your physical Magic game, whether it's supplies, singles, or a sealed product. You'll find it there, and if you get there through my affiliate link, if you click on the panels down below or the link in the chat or the YouTube notes, you're going to get there via my stream. They're going to know you got there from here, and then your future business will be associated with me, and that helps keep me on the air. So help me out with that, and don't forget my friend Oni Spumoni is the man behind Spumoni Works, and also the man behind my graphic design on the Going Optimal channel. So he's my graphic designer, and he also makes sweet physical merch. So if you want to go check out Spumoni's physical stuff, go to Spumoniworks and use the discount code Go Shopping to get a discount on your purchase and to sign Oni up for some more graphic design work on this here channel. So that's how the world spins. Help me out with that, and we'll keep drafting together, won't you? And now I think we got everybody over in the pod. I'm going to hop over to left monitor here. We're going to take a look at the setup. This is utilitarian in its presentation, but I kind of like that. Like, let's get to it. Let's present me with the goods. And so here we have the MTG Draft website. Skeptical Hat is our session owner and is going to kick this off. Basically, before you kick it off, though, Hat, I want to talk RNA for a little bit to frame things for people who haven't seen this format in a while or maybe haven't played it at all. It was the second... It was kind of the follow-up set, not kind of, it was the follow-up set to Guilds of Ravnica, and Guilds of Ravnica took on 5 of the 10 color pairs, and RNA takes on the other 5 color pairs of the 10, and so it's really focused in 5 guilds. I'm not going to name them now, we'll get into it when we're drafting. Unlike Guilds of Ravnica, I do believe that RNA's 5 guilds are all, like, I'm willing to be in any of them. I do think that maybe... Gruul is probably the 5th out of 5 in my desirability. Not Gruul, sorry, Simic. But like even Simic is fine. So this is a format where I will happily play any of the 5 kind of ordained color pairs. And there's also a good gate deck in the format. You can go. There's some gate payoffs. Gates are kind of enter the battlefield tapped dual lands in the format, and there's a Gates Matter theme that you can also chase that kind of gives a 6th archetype. So whereas Guilds of Ravnica kind of suffers from having only a handful of archetypes that people are really passionate about and feel like, yes, this is great, RNA expands that roster a little bit to make a bit better of a draft and play format, I think. And we're going to prove that now. So with that, let's go ahead and kick this off. We're going to try and find a guild to be in, or if the gate payoffs come our way, maybe we'll be the Gates deck. But I like going into this one knowing that I'm happy to really just try to find my lane, listen to the people I'm drafting with, and try to find the color pair that is least fought over near me, and just end up with a good deck that way. There's also some 3-color decks. I mean, I talked about the color pairs, but another big popular deck in the format is the Esper Control deck, where you don't play a lot of creatures and just play a lot of control-y spells, card draw, and library recursion, so you can't deck yourself, basically. And then you just grind them out. One of the coolest matches I played in this format was a 1 hour and 20-minute best-of-3 match against Reed Duke that we had on stream one time that was just intense. It was a mirror match of that control situation. So anyway, Hat, you ready? Let's do this. Let's do a ready check and take a look at what the packs have to offer today. So we're looking at Rakdos, black-red. We're looking at Orzhov, black-white. We're looking at red-green, Gruul, green-blue, Simic, and white-blue, Azorius are your core 5 color pairs here. I'm going to go with the small cards, but they all fit on screen. If you're not familiar with them, that could be a little tough, but we'll work it out here. Kaya's Wrath. Really, I think Orzhov emerged as people's favorite archetype in the format, and this is a heck of an ask here with white, black, right? And not only is it a 2-color card, it is heavily 2 colors. Here's the thing about this format, though. I almost don't care about gold versus not gold. Yes, Plague White is definitely more flexible. There's no question that Plague White is more flexible because it can go into Orzhov or it can go into Rakdos, right? And it's a great card. The joke of Plague White is that it's unblockable. And but because you're pretty much guaranteed to end up in one of the 5 color pairs unless you splash or go the gate direction. I don't really care about taking a color intensive card because really I'm just trying to find the open pair, right? So we can take the Wrath, and if we play it, great. And if we don't, it's probably because we didn't end up in Orzhov. If we end up in Orzhov, great. If not, we will move along. But this is so hard to replace. This is one of those irreplaceable effects. So I like taking the irreplaceable effect here. Other good cards in the pack include Rhythm of the Wild. It's a great build around for Gruul. But if I'm going to take a gold build around, or if I'm going to start with a gold card, I'd rather have the Wrath than the Rhythm. But Rhythm is good as well. And Scorchmark is just medium removal. I actually like Plague White and Imperious Oligarch, both ahead of Scorchmark, even though it's technically removal. But we're going to take the Wrath here and see if the table will let us have Orzhov. But try not to marry Kaya here. But we follow with Pontiff, so that's a reasonable follow. And there's another Oligarch here. What will we take if not Pontiff? Like, what's the best card? I mean, Sky Tether is decent removal. Growth Spiral banned in Standard, therefore we should take it, right? Actually, it's not that great in this format. Growth Spiral is playable, but not a priority at all. Yeah, Pontiff, super annoying, super good, a little bit better than the Oligarch, but I love the Oligarch too. I hope it'd be sweet if we wield Orzhov, that would be incredible. It would be a great sign. But I am going to take Pontiff, starting on 2 Orzhov. Okay, this is basically the best card in the pack. I want to be clear. Like, I am certainly capable of failing to draft the hard way and failing to say, well, Wrath was the best card in the first pack, but I'm going to take this green card in the second pack because it was the best. I do believe that Pontiff was the best card in that pack. So I happen to take back-to-back best cards in the pack that match, so that's nice. Yeah, and I do agree that Oligarch, probably the second best card in the Pontiff pack anyway, so we'll see if downstream picks up the Orzhov and we start battling for it, but I'd love to get into Orzhov. It's great. Biomancy, probably better than Spiral, yeah, because it does something pretty unique as well and is pretty powerful in that deck, but it's a setup card, right? Biomancy is powerful if you've got the right board for it, but you can look at it sometimes and go, uh-oh, this card really doesn't do much right now. Low floor, as we say. All right. Let's talk best card. Best card is Trollbred, and might be so good that we take it. But Grotesque Demise is in our colors and also quite excellent. Now this is a tough spot. Like, if Demise were just a little bit worse, I would snap up Trollbred and be fine. But this is like, we've seen how Vanquish the Weak is medium in Zendikar, but still playable. This is a little. I think Grotesque Demise is a little better than medium in this format. The Exile is no joke, but it still does have that risk of the power changing. In the context of prior choices, yes, I think that's the way to put it, Hammer. Again, I don't want to marry picks incorrectly, and it's very clear that Trollbred is the best card here. But Grotesque Demise matches our 2 excellent first picks and is not that far behind the Trollbred. So would I rather have Trollbred or these 2 to start, or these 3? These 3 is the answer. So we'll be disciplined and take the removal. Here we can take a Knight Arbiter in case we end up being able to splash and being the Esper Control deck. This is a totally splashable card here. Consigned to the Pit has been called. I don't prioritize this card. 6 mana, sorcery, speed, removal is a I guess I have to play it type thing for me, not a I want it thing. In fact, I would take Exposed to Daylight in this format before Consign. But we're going to take Knight Arbiter in case we can manage to end up in Esper, which I love. If you can land in Esper, it's great. So let's see if we can. Between passing that Rhythm and the and now a Sunder Shaman, we are sending quite the Gruul deck. I still don't feel like we should switch, though. We can take, what we should do here is take the Guildgate, Azorius Guildgate, to help us with the 3-color affair, or we just take a Dead Revels, which is really, classic double return dead, bring 2 creatures back. And we've seen that bring 2 creatures back tends to be good in every format. But again, our Gruul matchup looks like it's going to be tough today. We may be getting cut on the right a bit. It's true. But I'm not going to switch for a Sunder Shaman. Like, one of the problems with, like, the green that's coming by is that green-black and green-white aren't a thing. So, like, really, if we take a green card, we're abandoning all of our picks. And that seems too extreme here. So we're going to stick to the plan. And we're going to take Dead Revels or the Gate. And I would rather take the Dead Revels and stick to really focusing on good playables for Orzhov, and we'll see about Azorius. And I'm not going to force the 3rd color. I'd be more inclined to take this Guildgate if it were Orzhov. Even I'm gonna take the Revels. I'm gonna take first Revels over the Gate. What do we got here? Spire Mangler is not bad. So is Syndicate Messenger. I'm happy to see both of these. They're not insane. They're not great, but they are certainly playable. And I was getting worried that we might be in a bad seat, but at least this says we've got some cards flowing that are perfectly playable and fine in our colors. Syndicate Messenger or Spire Mangler. John wants Messenger. I tend to lean towards the cheaper thing here. I kind of want to go for the 3 over the 4. The uncommon 3-drop over the common 4. I mean, Messenger is good. I'm not saying this is a bad card. I just think this does stuff too. I'm going to take the Mangler. That's kind of where my head is at on it. Yeah, good point. Working at instant speed at this mana cost gives you options. If we're holding Spire Mangler and Grotesque Demise, we have choices during our opponent's turn. Sentinel's Mark can do some stuff, but isn't a big priority for me. I like the Messenger here, or even the Panther. We could go Panther for the cheapness, but I think Messenger over Panther. These are kind of similar. They have very different jobs, but in terms of power level, I think they're similar. Panther is classic small Death Toucher, right? What is it good against? It's good against big ground attackers. What is it bad against? Everything else. So. But there are big ground attackers in the format, so it does have a reasonable job to do. But I think I'm going to take Syndicate Messenger here. First Messenger over first Panther or this Sentinel's Mark. Or the Guildgate. We could take the Guildgate and look to potentially splash red as well, but Messenger is fine. Here's another Guildgate. We could take another clunky old Consigned to the Pit. I'd rather just have a Carrion Imp. Rally to battle. Creatures you control get +1/+3 until end of turn, untap them. That actually is a sneaky trick. This Imp is pretty replaceable. Black-White has a lot of these 2/3 flyers for 4 that do stuff, or at least a couple here. So I think we can fill this slot. I think Imp is just medium. I think it's Rally for the sneaky trick or Gate for the possible red splash. Fenner says Rally's almost unplayable. It's expensive. It's just narrow, right? The problem with the card is that it's expensive and narrow. It's hard to leave up the 4. I've seen some blowouts with it, but it's tricky to blow them out with. So it's probably Guildgate or Imp. And since I'm not even trying to splash the red yet, I'm just going to take the Imp. It'll allow us to take on-color gates later because we took a playable creature now. Here we go. Biogenic Upgrade makes it around. Wrecking Beast makes it around. Titanic Brawl makes it around. Scorchmark makes it around. So if who are we passing to here? We're passing to Shen. Or are we passing to... Because there really is quite the Gruul deck available. I like where we're at, but Gruul looks like it's going to be strong for somebody. This is a great start, though. I love the look of this deck so far. We're strong one pack in. And this is just the 9th pick. Just wheeled. Nothing great here. We're going to take a Zeal and try not to play it. This could be a Zeal deck, though. If we get more cheap stuff, then Zeal gets better. Your cheap combat tricks are better when you're low-to-the-ground aggro. And we're not really doing low-to-the-ground aggro yet. But this color pair is capable of it. We're just not there yet. But we'll take the Zeal, see where... Eel is a long shot playable if we splash the blue. I don't think so. Maybe we take a boar from the green player. Oh, the boar's whatever, too. We'll just take this eel and cut it for right now. Wrath is not in the plan A of game plan of aggro Gdanmore, right? But Wraths are so unique that they are still playable in aggro in limited just because the card does something that nothing else does, you know? I'm going to take a guild gate from the Gruul player. Who knows, maybe we come up with some gate payoffs and actually want to play this. Unlikely. I don't think we don't look like the gate deck. All right, Azorius Guildgate came back. That's great. I'm not going to take a Thought Collapse. Thought Collapse is... I'm really surprised to see this here. I know people know that the Azorius control deck is pretty strong and that Thought Collapse is a really good card in it. So interesting to me to see that the Thought Collapse and the Guildgate are both this late in the pack. This as well. So it really seems like... I'm going to take a Shimmer here over Quench. But, boy, maybe... I guess with the Wrath, we've got to be Orzhov, but I suppose there's a world in which we get enough fixing in the coming packs that we end up pure Esper. I don't know. Judith, great card for Rakdos. Rakdos is your fun police in the format, and it's really good at that job. Really quite good. Gateway Sneak is one of your premier gate payoffs. Whenever you play a gate, it gets unblockable, and then when it connects, you get a card. We can take Chili Bee. Spirit of the Spires is the card that most seamlessly just slots into the deck, but it's not that good. I mean, if you take Judith, how are we ever... Like, Judith is almost like cutting it from somebody else. I don't think we're ever playing Judith. I'm going to let somebody else have fun with Judith. Judith is a sweet card. We're probably going to lose to it today, but I think with the only good card for us is Spirit of the Spires, and it's not that good for us. It's really more of a Judith is okay in Orzhov, but I mean we're a little bit. We already have a step towards splashing blue, both in cards and in mana. I don't like choosing the red splash here and now trying to potentially bank towards that. If we're going to take a thing that we might splash, let's take the thing we're already on the road to and take the sneak. Someone calling for Chili Bee instead, that's fair, but I like the sneak. I'm a card greedy guy. If you took Chili Bee, that's cool. Hydroid Crisis, you say? Now, there is Splashing Greed and there is Splashing Greed. I think we have to let that go too. Good one, Hat. It would go off the rails for the Crisis train, that's true. We just take the Orator, but Orator's really weak. If this were a better 2-drop for the deck, I'd be more inclined. But Slimebind is blue. I mean, maybe we're trying to become Azorius. But in that case, I'd rather take the Crisis and just try to end up splashing the green. Orator's fine. We're playing in pod. The blue has been open. Yeah, I'd say if I'm taking a cheap white card, I like the Panther over the Orator. I think that's a good call, but I'm not sure I want either of these is the thing. I'm just so tempted by a Krasis. But maybe we just hook somebody else up. The opportunity cost is so low, though. Like a Sphinx, we could take a Sphinx as like a finishing card. I'm going to take Krasis just because the opportunity cost is so low. I don't think we're going to play it, but we might if things break our way. But this is what I've been looking for. Where's our Grasping Thralls been? Savage Smash, great for the Gruul deck again. Ministrant, great for our deck, but not as good as Grasping Thrall. This is good, but not quite as good as the Thrall. I'm going to cut the Krasis for now, and we'll see. The Krasis pick was down to the fact that this was in pod. If we weren't in pod, I don't think I'd take the Krasis, but the chance that we play it and the fact that we're cutting it from somebody and the fact that the only thing we were giving up is a kind of a, a Panther or whatever, I felt it was worth it. I kind of like taking Skyguard here and moving towards the 3-color, committing to some blue. Skyguard is super annoying, yeah. Low on... these shimmers aren't real to me yet, though, so I still see that we are very low on 2s, so I want to address that. I already passed a Quench. I think I passed a Quench for Shimmer. What we need are well, like Orators that I passed for Hydroid Krasis. But look! Pontiff, that qualifies. Sphinx's Insight is also kind of what our deck wants to do. It's another thing you would happily splash the blue for. But Pontiff is everything on point. I don't know. We got to recognize what we're missing here. And as much as I would like both Archway Angel and Sphinx's Insight, we just talked about how much we need 2s. So we're in mid-pack 2. You could also be greedy, but I just don't, this is what we need. Let's take it. Two Pontiffs with Wrath is interesting because we can make Pontiffs... We can sack something else that was going to die anyway, make Pontiff indestructible, and then Wrath. Forbidding Spirit jumps out as like, ooh, uncommon white card, but it double white is pretty oppressive, especially when you're trying to go 3-color. And I'm actually going to take Concordia Pegasus. I don't think 10th District Veteran is much of a real card. Windstorm Drake is splashable, and we're going to have some flyers, but it's not a good splash. Like, this is not what I'm into the blue splash for. So I'm going to stick with the 2-drop plan. Not an exciting card, but is doing a job we need filled, so let's take it. It's true, Danmore likes the Windstorm Drake because if we get a lot of Afterlife, which puts 1/1 flyers in the air, you're making 2/1 flyers, and doubling the power of your flyers is a good way to win some Magic games. But I still don't like it over filling out our 2 needs. Here we go. Talk about 2s we like. Get in our deck Oligarch. Note that there were 2 Oligarchs in pack 1 that we never saw. So I do believe it's not like we're the only Orzhov drafter, but I'm happy this made it to us. Just a handful of picks ago, our only 2-drop was Pontiff. Now we have Pontiff, Oligarch, Pegasus. I'm quite happy about having picked those up. I don't know if we're going to get enough gates to be 4-color gate. Maybe if we had more gates already, I would, or like, especially if we had Krasis level gates. Breeding pool. Well, that helps with Krasis, but not really much else. I think we probably just want the Twilight Panther. More than Quench? Yeah, well, we're not... first fill, Quench isn't very good. I don't like Quench. It does do the job of having a 2-drop. If you desperately need a 2-drop, you can do a lot, you know. It's better than no 2-drops, but it's not a powerful blue card, and it's a blue card. We're Orzhov. We're primary Orzhov, looking to splash blue. So I'm going to take Panther over the breeding pool. Chili Bee makes it back, so wow. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Like, Gateway Sneak at 3 is about the cheapest blue card I want to play. Another Twilight Panther. This is what we were considering the first time around. I actually think maybe Sphinx, maybe we have the late game covered, but Sphinx is not a bad finisher. I mean, hexproof from monocolored is tough. Like, you need a gold card to kill it. I mean, there's lots of gold removal in the set, but still, really puts it on your opponent to have exactly the right answer. I'll take it. And keep it in mind as our options. Looks like we're getting more control-y here, so that's fine anyway. Slimebind being this late does suggest that, like, either people aren't in blue or aren't familiar with the quality of the blue in the set, because I don't think a Slimebind should be here if there's even 2 other blue drafters. The Slimebind shouldn't be here. Bankrupt in Blood is interesting, but I'm not going to take that here. We're going to just take the bind. Another Panther. Kind of why I don't prioritize the Panthers. They kind of end up falling in your lap, and you only need that job done. You only need so many people in this job. Chillbringer is not the OG meme. That is, the OG meme is the Rat Burglar. Not playing any of this, but Reach is the thing we least want to see with our tiny flyers eventually when Syndicate Messenger dies and whatnot. Windstorm Drake comes around anyway. We may just go right. Maybe we ditch the Wrath and we just do Orzhov here. I mean, I don't know. I guess our Orzhov, I said Azorius is what I meant to say, but our Orzhov 2-drops are pretty darn good. But the wide openness of blue is hard to ignore here. Another Skyguard. We can take an Angel. Another Oligarch, Arrester's Admonition. I think if we're going to stick with the plan, though, the black-white core, we should just take Oligarch here. I like both Angel and Skyguard, but this is really on point for us. Wouldn't mind a Blade Brand on the wheel either, but we'll start with the Oligarch. I'm not going to cut the blue yet because the blue has been so wide open that if we get the gates, I might want to prioritize gates now. Like blue, Azorius Guildgate may be the best card for our deck. Because if we can solidify the blue, everything else comes from that. Like maybe we take Plaza here, even over the Insight. There's not much else for us. There's an Orator, but we're pretty good on 2s now. Like our 2s are in much better shape. Plaza is a gate and a fixer. I think we just need to take the Plaza. I kind of want this Insight too, but Plaza, I was just talking about needing Azorius gates, right? And this is effectively that. Yeah, the Gruul has all the gates, but we're going to take Plaza and be happy to pick that up. Lockets might be good, you're right. We're pretty low on 3. So if we get a non-color Locket, I would be in for that. Ramping us to 5 is good in this deck. So like an Azorius Locket is another thing to look out for. Well, there's Summary Judgment or another Sneak. We're pretty... how are we doing on removal? I guess we got the big removal, but we're low on pinpoint removal. So we could take the Summary Judgment for the pinpoint removal, or we take another Sneak to try and sneak our sneaks through for value. We do have 2 splash sources. I'm tempted by the Sneak heavily, but I'm thinking that Brian and Fenor and John are correct. We should take the removal. This is the grown-up pick. This is the Ryan loves drawing cards pick. Sneak, blue has been so underdrafted that it could wheel, but I would expect this pod to gack that before it made it back to us, but we'll take the Summary Judgment. It's another 2 as well. You do cast this on 2 sometimes. But Sneak is going to be good. Telling you. See? We're there. It's now officially good. I'm taking it. Taking it happily. Maybe a Locket wheels. Lockets are not very popular, so we might see a Locket on the wheel. This is 22 cards plus land, and I kind of like everything here. Again, it's a little bit of pressure on the blue splash with these particular cards, but we're not, change the Slime Bind to something better early, and we'll be there. I don't think we have Krasis ability yet. I don't think we're on Krasis, and I think we are on Gate over even another Slime Bind or the Skatewing Spy. Just want to keep these gates flowing. They're exactly what we were asking for, and they make the Sneak good, and they really solidify our Esperness. If we can wheel the other Sneak now, I will do a victory lap around... I'll do the Hokey Pokey. Another gate. Now it's just all Azorius Guild gates all the time, to the point that I wonder if we even want this one. We could take Senate Griffin and have a decent flyer. Another potential 2, but I don't think we want that. There's Clear the Stage, but this has been pretty bad. Griffin is okay, but we're kind of doing that. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to take the gate again. Simic Locket to splash Krasis would be really interesting. But very, very greedy. I don't think Krasis is going to make it. More gates. Over what? Prowling whatever? Carrion Imp? Nah, give me a gate. Taking all the gates. Put the eel in now at this point. Yeah, if the gateway sneak that we passed wheels now, oh my goodness. Slimy Bee is totally playable. We could take the Senate Griffin. We already passed one of those. But now, yeah, we can put Slimebinds in, and they'll be good. I don't think we need Griffin. We've got Chillbringer, Windstorm Drake, Grasping Thrall, Skyguard. I mean, we're already doing plenty in the air. And I think where we're still at weakest is our removal. So I'm going to take removal. We might cut Mangler and Imp, but I'm taking the bind. With all the gates we picked up, we can play it all now. I like Griffin more than Imp, but we have an Imp in our pile, and we would have had to have spent a pick on the Griffin. Second Skyguard is great. Let's get a couple of those going, huh? Verity Circle, not particularly playable in my experience. The tap is just too much. Although, I mean, it's not bad best of 3. If they're doing a little activated ability thing, you could bring that in out of the board. Might even cut the Sphinx and just go double Skyguard as our big top end. We're best of 1, though, Jim, so there's no real point. I'll take the Insight happily, though. Probably can cut the Imp. Maybe the Eel. I put that in momentarily, but I don't think it's an important card here. Yeah, Mangler is cuttable. Hey! You put your right sneak in, you put your right sneak out, you put your right sneak in, and you shake it all about. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. That's what it's all about. Gateway Sneak! I promised a hokey pokey if that happened. We even got our Azorius locket coming up Millhouse. Got choices to make now. Nobody clipped that. Wait, this isn't forever, is it? Is this on the internet? Nobody told me this was on the internet. Cut those. All right. After cutting the lands, we're at 25 spells. Probably a 22 spell deck, 22-18. Although we have Locket, we can go 23-17, given that we have Locket, I suppose. So then cutting 2 from this. Could see a Panther. I'm not cutting the Night Arbiter. I like that a lot. I've been clinging to the Mangler as just a completely fine playable. But I guess it's cuttable. Put a Panther. And then I like either a Slimebind. Also, since we're like Slimebind is undone by High Alert, but it doesn't seem like anybody's going to be a High Alert deck because nobody was into Orzorius. All right, let's say I give up on the Mangler. How does that look on creatures? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, that's good. I like it. I like it. Not you, Gate. All the other gates, though. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sources with no islands. We don't have anything that searches for islands. I think 5 is enough on the splash, although maybe it makes me want to like cut a slime bind for even just like an imp or a mangler just to lighten the early blue a little bit. Or Zorius. I meant to say Azorius. I don't know what I actually said. Yeah, 6 sources with the locket. So we don't need any islands. And then black, 1, 2, 3. White, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we need a lot more black than white here. Almost like this. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 6, 7, 8, 9. Question is, want more white or black? I guess we want more black because Locket has some white, so so this looks good. Oh, we need more. 6, 7. So then we just even it out. Boom, boom. Oh, and then we can do there. So how about that? That gives us 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on white, and should give us like 11, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it's 10, 10, 10, 10, 6, 11, 11, 6. That seems... Let's at least export this and start messing with it in client. Yeah, I like this deck. I'll be surprised if I lose control of my hair today, I'll say that. Anything's possible, but I like the deck, I'll say that. Let's see. What do we call this deck? We did Hokey Pokeying because of Sneaky Pokey. How about Sneaky Pokey? I like Squeaky Sneakers. That's good. Yeah, I'll get out of your way here. Let's get to deck building. Anybody bling? Redeem? Oh, I need to redeem chill, of course. Here, let's... Oh, wait. I got complicated button situations when I use old memes. But here we go.
All right, everyone. Chill.
Good AMA. I'll get to that later today. Just saw the AMA there. All right, so I will find some 3 plains and 7 swamps to use then. How about... And go classic. Hard to go wrong with the classics. Mana is great in this deck. Lots of gates. Mana is slow. A lot of our mana is entering the battlefield tapped, but we've got a nice control shell here that I'm looking forward to. All right. I am ready for Jank. Jank is ready for me. Let's get to the battlefield view and see how much Jank is in the tank. So glad you could all be here. Fun to be gauntleting again. I was stealing your gates, so were you Azorius? Interesting. Nice, we'll keep this. Azorius gate into Swamp gives us Pontiff on 2, then we can play gate and still have Judgment on 3. Need some more land here. You wanted those gates, so you're just like interested in gates. Cool. Well, right off the bat, we've got our mirror, and pretty annoying. Summary Judgment hits tapped creatures, and we're not going to be able to get the Oligarch because of that. I could sacrifice another creature, but don't want to do that either. So basically, we're offering Pontiff for Oligarch, or just accepting that the Oligarch gets to smack in for a little bit here. And we're close to Knight Arbiter, though. When we land Arbiter, then Oligarch will be contained. So, gonna play Pontiff and stay back. Right on, Pac-Man. Pac-Man's a competitor in this event, so we'll be battling Pac-Man later, but appreciate that sub a ton. Year 2 indeed. Well, Plaza not bad here. We still get to leave our Judgment up, but we can play our another land. Jank not sending Oligarch in. I would be so happy to trade Oligarch with Pontiff that I'm surprised Jank isn't doing that, but I'm in. That's we've got this summary Judgment against all this vigilance, so that's not great, but we'll find something eventually, I think. In the meantime, if Jank wants to give us some time here, I'll take it, but I'm expecting probably 10th District plus Oligarch attacking here, maybe? I don't know. Depends on what Jank fears about our hand, too. Aha. Okay. I think that's okay for us. By exiling creatures instead of killing them, I mean, our stuff didn't have afterlife, so at the very least, Jank doesn't get the afterlife token. We are still short land, but I think that is actually good for us. Like, if I had drawn that, I would play it, so that's fine. That is highly aggressive, Jank. Pretty surprised at that. All right, we got our 5th land. That's good to see. Now we just got to figure out how we want to roll this out. I think we go Arbiter first. Yeah, it's Vigilance, and it, like, they've got 3 Vigilance for 2 creatures right now. They are quite vigilant over there. Oh, that's funny. Well, Summary Judgment cast in your main phase does 5, so we're hoping that eventually Scavenger attacks us and we just judge it for 5. In the meantime, we get Skyguard here. It's going to shrink everything of theirs, and Arbiter just gets to clock in here again and again. It's such a dumb card. This is a sneaky good card. Does a bunch of jobs. Yeah, we can also Panther it. But basically, we have answers. I mean, this is where Panther's job is to deal with the ground stuff, and doing it here. Have a Locket, but I'm going to go with the Drake. Power up our flyers. Oh, I just don't have it open. Hold on. Let me open it. Did a restart last night, so I don't have cardboard open. Next turn we get Locket. And if we find a land, we even get Locket, activate Locket, or Judgment. If we don't find land, yay, we have action. Oligarch of our own. I'm in for that, but we can attack first here. Don't need to do anything before attacking. And we have these 3 still good attacks, no cards in hand, all safe for us. I guess there's an argument for not attacking with the Drake if it's such an easy block, but I like making him do it. I mean, we're not under pressure in terms of life total, Mike, so maybe they'll not do it for fear of trick or something. But, yeah, maybe I should have just held the Drake back. Just kind of piling it on. Slimy Bee could be good, but I don't think it's even necessary here. We're just going to keep going. So now I'll reassess that Drake attack, especially since they've shown they'll block. Now you say we send it, but I mean they do just make that block, so I don't know. They've already shown that. I guess if they're willing to make this chump, though, maybe we make them so we're denying them the opportunity to chump. That's fine. We're operating at instant speed here on everything, so we don't need to do anything else. Thrall is good, but we have the Slime Bind to make it less effective. The double 4 butts are pretty nice, though, gotta say. This is where the Knight Arbiter comes in real handy. But we're going to send in the Skyguard. They're going to double block. We're going to Slime Bind and blow it out. Oh, they're attacking. I wonder if that's... What are you attacking for? What are you doing, Jank? I don't trust you for a second. Oh, Skyguard is first strike. Yeah, thanks. Reading stream, etc. Oh, do I not have? Maybe I don't have the I don't have the mana yet. That's funny. Never mind. I just assumed with all my fixing, I had Locket ready, but I don't. All right. Now I do. Finish off. Oh, that's true. Yeah, I missed a good line. Mike had a good line that I missed. If I had killed the spirit, although did we have the ability to? It didn't have damage on it, did it, Mike? Right? I don't think it had damage on it. So, I don't know. Maybe yeah, I'm going to judge the flyer. You're talking about this attack. Oh, I see. Sure. So just do that after combat. Let him make that block. Yeah, okay. I see what Mike's talking about now. Just do this first, and then because I was kind of reflexively judge the spirit. Oh, I forgot to attack with the Knight Arbiter. That was just a mistake. Fancy play. Now, let's see. We can go Slimy Bee on Scavenger and just pile on. Let's go here. Here. Yeah.
I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
I got loose at the end there, but it's because there was no way we were going to lose. I'm sorry. Got loose because of my confidence in the outcome there. All right, let me see who's next. Good game, Jank. Jink's up next. Looks like Robert has challenged me, but I'm going to go with Jinx because that's my that's what it says in my list, unless someone in charge here wants to tell me otherwise. All right, another good-looking start. We don't have our blue yet, but I believe in our deck. We'll get there. We have a 2 and a nice 3. No blue. Give us a blue land, deck. Azorius Guild Gate. Hook us up. All right, that counts. I'll take it. The question is, do we want to hold up the Demise here? Because we can go Demise, hold up Demise, next turn Plaza. We don't have a 4-drop, so I think I'm going to hold up Demise. The only downside is if we draw a 4-drop. Like if we draw something where we want to use all our mana next turn and then we get a little Plaza screwed. Yeah, 3 or 4 we regret. 2 is perfect. we'll go with Gateway Plaza since it's the expensive tap land. Seraph is big game. Does it have vigilance like everything else? No vigilance, so we should be able to at least judge it. And maybe we can even just play our own Windstorm Drake and ward it off. Oh, do I need to read the card? Oh, it does gain vigilance. I even read it and looked for the word vigilance, but didn't see it. Might not use the vigilance, though. We'll see. It can have vigilance, but doesn't inherently. We'll see. It's not a reading stream even when I read is the weird thing, because I read it. I can look at letters. Who here can look at letters without reading? Night Arbiter doesn't lower power. You're thinking of the Sky Knight or whatever. Skyguard, yeah. Skyguard would be great. Give me a Skyguard. Summary Judgment has been terrible for us so far. This is a good card. We just faced all this vigilance. All right, there we go. That's the kind of thing we want to see. Could even Revels here. It's worth it. And if we do this, we still have Slime Bind. Right on. Double your life total. Target opponent loses half their life total rounded up. Okay. Ooh. It's just Judgment. I mean, Slimebind, this will give them some creatures, but we're going to have a Windstorm Drake. I'm going to judge while the judging's good. Even have a Slime Bind if we're desperate. Yeah, Judith would be scary, but we do have Exile, so we can exile Judith. I assume Jinx has Judith. Yeah, I mean, I used the Slime Bind. I didn't use the Slime Bind because Judgment was finding a hard place to slot in, and we had backup removal in case of this. Oh yeah, sorry, I should have sacked the creature, but I didn't want to because I want a Slime Bind. I am going to Slime Bind one of these. So I shouldn't have sacked it. This is by design. Another Pontiff. Might have to demise the spirit, but we'll see when we do that. I think we can take one more hit from it and see. We have a lot of flying. Like, I would like to find my flyer. Let's see. So here we are going to have to grotesque one of these spirits. Well, I guess if we still need to do that now. I could have demised the oligarch, I guess, but then, I mean... Wait, what happened? Oh, I see. Never mind. I was thinking, not a reading stream. I was thinking Bankrupt in Blood was more of a both players sacrifice. So I was getting ready to sacrifice Pontiffs. That's what I was worried about. I was like thinking about, okay, what do we do now that we're losing two of our creatures, you know? So now that we have two flyers we're facing, though, I'm not going to mess around. I'm going to exile. I'm going to demise one. It's a sad use of a removal spell, but here's where we're at. All right, that's a good draw, especially with the Spear Spewer. But let's start with drawing here, see what we find. All right, Messenger is helpful, because at least gets us in the air, but now we're on our problem child is the Spewer, which is, yeah, this is not a great card. I don't really respect this card. Jinx is going to make it work here on the back of another card. I don't love the revival or the revenge mode here, but Jinx is kind of taking two bad cards together to do something good, which is get his life total way up so that he can whittle us down one at a time here. But yeah, and of course, Jinx is going to tell you that that's why this card is great. This card is not great. Jinx, this card is not good. This card is below replacement, but you can do stuff with it with the reliable, with the current setup. Do we send in a Pontiff? Yeah. We have, I think we need one back. Yeah, this is truly classic Jinx, who's doing stuff with really medium to bad cards. This is not a card in the format. This is not a card in the format. This is, oh no, that's a great card in the format. This is not a card in the format, but I'm losing to him. But what I'm really losing to, let's talk about the excellent stuff in Jinx's deck. Bedevil, excellent removal, excellent mythic, medium removal that I passed on. Excellent. So there's just a lot of excellence in Jinx's deck as well. Yeah, exactly. That's a great point, Gidan Moore. I want to call that out. That we're not losing to the bad cards. We're losing to the good cards, and the bad cards are doing the cleanup. Let's see. We have. I'm not sure we have. We don't even have much for spewers, and now it looks like with two, we just don't have the time. Yeah, Wrath would be our out. Let's do that. That's why it's in the deck, right? Thrall or Wrath here. Let's do Kaya's Wrath, though. I like that. We can even do our pontiff trick. Or we did. Are we literally dead? Yeah, because he can sack and make something unblockable and we have no life gain. So Jinx did it with... Jinx's jank was better than Jank's jank. I'll take Jinx on anytime with that. I think our deck was straight better, despite losing to his best stuff. Yes, I should say the jank we saw, Jank. I didn't see your whole deck. I only saw the jank we saw. Good game, Jinx. I hate it when you beat me with crappy cards, though. Why are you playing all those crappy cards, Jinx? Come on. All right. Good job, though. You got me. The O2s and the crocodile and the ugh. And the sack and ugh. A lot of suspect cards, Jinx, but you made them work. You got me. What can I say? Yeah, you've taken a bunch of bad cards and made them good enough to beat me. No, I think if we survived that Seraph earlier, maybe we could have got there. Yeah, I'm saying the Revenge, like the Revival, but Revival isn't that great. Revival is just whatever, and Revenge is generally just bad. Crocodile is not great. Oh, come on. Timing out true. Spreading lies. Look, I have learned that when prominent people spread lies in social media, they are banned from the platform. So, I am banning True from the platform for spreading lies about crocodiles. No, that's all right. You can unban him, Hat. I'm just teasing. Let's see. Who's next? Gargantuan. Oh, I haven't updated my record. I don't think it... There we go. You gotta accept the loss. Hey, did you have Judith, Jinx? Because I passed Judith and was wondering where it ended up. All right. No gates yet. We'll keep this. To be fair to True, what True is saying is that the job that Crocodile can do for a control deck is gum up the ground, right? I would just rather do that job with the stupid Death Touch dogs or cats or whatever, right? You're late, Gate. You were supposed to be our turn 1 play, but you'll be our turn 3 play instead. That's fine. Pontiff it up. Well, I keep being happy that we have a couple of pontiffs, but they keep facing off against creatures that I don't want to attack them into. Oh, I've done Esper High Alert. Just, I find Crocodile unimportant in that as well. Yeah, can't do this. All right. That's fine. I'm still not going to send the Pontiff. We'll just try and drop a messenger. There's counter magic here, but if Robert wants to counter the messenger, that's cool. Definitely pausing, if not for counters, for what? Maybe Slimebind? We passed some of those. Robert's in blue. We were wondering who else was in blue, given how the blue was flowing for us. Makes sense that it was that Robert is in blue-green. I don't think anybody's in Azorius, because there was just too much Azorius stuff coming way, way, way late. Hey, I forced nothing, Haj. Nothing. You ask... Help me out, chat. I did nothing strange to get where I'm at right here. This was just the cards that showed up. I blame the rest of the table for how this is going. Let's see, just the messenger. Is there a button to ban all of chat? How do I ban all of chat? Guardian Project is quite a long game card. Tough to beat this over the long haul, but if Gargantuan isn't going to come up with creatures for it, that's good. Although, come on. Blue, blue, green, green, 4 cards, no action. I smell the uncommon Mystic. Yes, this smells like a counterspell big time. So I'm going to start with an attack, and I'm going to see what they come up with. We want to drop the Panther first? Yeah, I guess if we drop the Panther, then we could sack it to the Pontiff. But I want to... Yeah, maybe that was a little bit better, Mike. I'm trying not to... I want to not give the opportunity for the counter yet, though. I didn't want to play into a counter yet. Might even just pass here. Okay, Duelist is interesting. Can't kill either of these, so that's all right. Oh, wait, it can. Does he get a counter? Or is that... no, I was thinking of... what's that? The Eldraine green mythic that gives a counter, too. Yeah, not the Henge. Not the Henge. Thanks for that sub. Appreciate that. This also clears us to really cast both of these. Yeah, the Rhythm of the Wild does do that, but specifically the card I was thinking of that's Guardian Project-like is Great Henge, which does the Guardian Project thing plus a counter. Hey, Fool, how you doing? Yeah, there's the Explore one as well, sure. Seems like a design space they use often. This does get around Quench as well. We have Quench mana up, so... Yeah, Henge's a Eldraine mythic. So we should be thinking in terms of Quench, which means if we go for a Summary Judgment on this turn, it's going to be countered, but we might want to do that, although we don't have blue yet for the Skyguard anyway, so... Thank you for the sub. Gateway Plaza means we do get a Skyguard online eventually here. Or we get to attempt to resolve a Skyguard, I should say. Prime subs, yep. Doing our part to help Elon Musk pass Jeff Bezos. Yeah, we've had 2 sneaks and haven't seen any. Where are they? With the Panther, now maybe we go ahead and send everything. Like, if they do have a the 3/2 Mystic, well, all right, it's still a 1-for-1. Yeah, I know he recently passed. So, okay, fine. So we're gonna help Elon Musk stay ahead. How about? Yeah, we can send Panther too. Good point. Yeah, I'm with Mike. We just take the trade here. The Panther is actually more valuable against Simic than the Pontiff. What's Robert doing with all this mana and cards? Nothing yet. Zagana. Pretty good thing to do with your mana. Does mean that Quench is still up, so... Probably can Slime Bind. Now we get Slime Bind that plays around Quench, so that's cool. I'm going to send in with the Slime Bind up. Yeah, it could be, is it blue counterspell that's like the counter creature and put a... Yeah, that's this set, right? So it could be counter target creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control. One thing that will tell, like, the Essence Capture doesn't counter Slime Bind, so if there's no pause here, it's a good sign that Gargantuan is holding up Essence Capture, but we'll see. Yeah, so it does seem like Essence Capture might be what we're up against. Yeah, Hat's talking to himself. I don't know what to make of that. That would mean like clicking the thing to open the conversation, though. I like to think that you're just sitting there chatting with yourself. Grotesque Demise. We are going to go for that. See if we can't remove the boar and just solidify, or at least force Gargantuan to show us what he's going to do about saving that boar. Air attack is already enough, Mike, but I felt like, yeah, maybe I wasn't supposed to do that in case there was some flash, like maybe another duelist that I was supposed to kill or something. I was trying to bait responses, you know? But maybe I should try to kill in the air before doing any of that. Bouncing? What you got, Robert? Exile. Still okay with us. Alright, we got this.
I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
Good game, Robert. Math Core J is up next. No, Robert, you were up against it from the get-go there. Sorry. It's a little, we're spending our early turns just developing our mana, but we're going to keep this, given that it does give us all of our mana right away. Yeah, I'll go... This is our fourth game. We have 2 gate sneaks in the deck. Haven't seen a single one, even in our hand yet. Hey, there's our first look at our first pick, too. We'll go Peggy here. We don't need to slime bind a Rubble Slinger. Although this is why I hate drafted a Rubble Slinger out of the pool in the draft, because I knew it was decent against us. I knew we passed an incredible Gruul deck, so we got to keep aware of that. We do have a Kaya's Wrath at the ready here, so that's nice. Hopefully we'll get Math Core to overextend here a bit. And actually we can do that. Let's see. Insight, if we play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We go 6, 5, and then get 2 more to draw back up to 7. So we don't have to discard if we do that. I like doing that because it does something very meaningful with our turn that will hopefully encourage Math to deploy more to the board. So, I'll do that. Yeah, we would want to slime a 2/3 reach when the problem is the reach, right? And the slime mine doesn't change toughness or the reach part. Two spell, two creatures math. Go ahead, do it. No, don't use a removal spell. Ooh, math, you're gonna regret that. Live to regret, sir. We're just gonna not be greedy here and take the 3 for 1. Perhaps this is the gruel foretold. Hey, look, it's a gateway sneak, everybody. I'm so happy. I'm going to go ahead and play it because I want to start using it. We've got Slime Bind for the Rendhorn. Haj wants Slime Bind. I want Skyguard. Haj might be correct. I don't care. I want to draw a card off of my Gateway Sneak. So leave me alone. Leave me alone, all of you. I didn't ask you. I want to draw a card. I will draw a card and lose. But dang it, I want to draw a card. That's all right. We'll Slime Bind one and we'll get the other one. Everybody here is so correct. I shouldn't have played that land. I should draw first, but... And we go, yeah, Chili Bee, Pegasus, that's fine.
All right, everyone, chill.
Yeah, a lot of things I could have done. I think what we're doing is pretty good, though. Yeah, I was going to go with Skyguard, but Thrall Hold Up Demise is better because we can get the Aeromunculus if they go for it. And see, I've already won. I drew a card off my Gateway Sneak, so now it doesn't even matter what happens this game. I win. I'm going to keep everything back here. We are at a low life total and just want to get stable. If they send in, we're going to block, double block Rendhorn with like Pegasus and Chili Bee, and then single block Aeromunculus with another 3/3. Ooh, hello. Well, I was gonna, you know, try and pick off the Aeromunculus, but we gotta go for the 2 for 1 here and just get the boar. And yeah, I'm gonna go for the 1 for 1 trade here. Not 1 for 1. We got reverse 2 for 1 instead. Oh, it looks like we had enough to survive, though. Okay, that's cool. So then we get Guildgate. Still a 1 for 1. Yeah, I was thinking that was going to be a 2 for 1, but it was still 1. And we get to go Gate for Sneaky Sneaks. What does that mean this card is? All right, so Aeromunculus was not going to be enough. but this is... I'm not sure what this is about, but I'm going to not mess around and we're going to double block here. Make math have something sweet. We have another Skyguard behind that should continue to shore things up here. Maybe, but you never know. I mean, there you go. It's not... Yeah, so... Ooh. Can't quite get them both, but we can do this. You like Drake first? I don't know. I like shrinking their team when our numbers are we're at 7. I don't know. Making their team small seemed good to me. And I'm gonna say no attack still. Just want to lock down this board and not let this game slip away to some top decks from math. Time to start attacking, but only one. Right? Send one. Yeah, I just might have made a mistake. That happens, Haj. Turns out magic is hard. Our brains are taxed to the limit with this darn game. Nothing we need to do before we untap. Messenger is okay. Don't have attacks through Aramunculus with Windstorm Drake now, so I'm going to keep on with the single attack, although we do have a Messenger. I guess we can attack 2 Skyguard now with the Messenger follow and math on 1 card. I think that's reasonable to send both of these now. Maybe I should have resolved the Messenger first in case it's countered. Meanthral's got it figured out. If it wasn't for luck, each of us would win every game we played.
I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
Good game, Math. That Kaya's Wrath kind of sealed your fate, huh? I think you played pretty well to recover from that Wrath. All right, first timer in the Gauntlet. We're going to play Shen here. Welcome, Shen. Nobody's played it. I mean, we can just run it because we like it. Show me a Vandal.
To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance!
I was scared of the Gruul deck we passed, so I'm glad we faded it. I have never made a meme, Snakey. I have been the creative director on many memes. I have collaborated with awesome viewers on taking memes from good to great, but I have not myself created a meme. So I pat myself on the back for that. I think it's awesome. Yeah, I'm just a meme producer. I make it happen. I make the memes happen. Actually, I should have played the guild gate, the Orzhov guild gate first, because I was thinking play the splash mana, but we don't have any black. So, like, if we had found a pontiff or something, it would have been the wrong land to have played. As it is, we don't have anything to play here, so I'm going to go with another gate. Tough to have a slow start against Rakdos. Rakdos is the fun police of the format, so... Okay, well, picking up Wrath is going to be great against Rakdos, and that's nice. Got to decide now if we're going to even bother using the Demise. Yeah, if they try to pump it, it's worth the Demise. It's just too much of a mana win. Yep, got a Demise. And we get to Insight here. I didn't say Skewer sucks. Yeah, the O2, the O2. I got beat by O2 tap deal 1 to each player. All right, let's see here. We got Chili B. That's probably good. Just Chili B, the Racketeers. We could also just throw and look to trade with the Racketeers, knowing that we're going to eventually wipe the board. Spewer, yeah. We could also do the binding thing, yep. Yeah, let's Oligarch. I like Oligarch bind, because then if we Wrath, it's still decent for us. Although maybe we just Oligarch trade. I'm going to go Oligarch and see what happens. Because I'm happy to trade these off if that happens too. The thing we want to have happen most is just Oligarch trades for Racketeers. If they do remove the Oligarch, we have Slimebind. Ugh, that is a tough one. Means we're going to lose our Oligarch, so the Slimebind is going to be important here. Yeah, Chump and Wrath seems fine, too. Maybe they play another creature, even. Haj doesn't like Chump and Wrath. I don't mind the Chump, at least, because we are eventually going to Wrath. We don't even need to Wrath next turn, though. Like, we could do something else, but I don't know. Wiping their board, they get 2 flyers and then have 3 cards, and I think our hand is just going to be better, so I think it's probably okay to Wrath here. If we don't, what are we doing? Because either we Wrath and get a 2-for-1-ish, or we're playing our own creatures and eventually going to Wrath away our own creature. So, yeah, let's just Wrath now. It allows us to just commit to our own hand, and it's still a reasonable value here. Double Slimebind is nice, but we're going to start with a Chili on the Recluse. And that keeps up Slimebind if needed.
right, everyone. Chill.
They're going for it. I'm gonna call the bluff, although it might be like a scorch mark. They just want to finish off the Chillbringer with like a scorch mark. But if it's Brand, like we can defeat Brand with the Slime Bind. Its scorch mark gets us Slime Bind, but Blade Brand, we get them. I'll call the bluff. I mean, you could make an argument for not even bothering. Just take it and then play the Skyguard, and then everything they have shrinks anyway. I'm gonna do it though. I think it's if it's a Scorch Mark, well, we get rid of the Scorch Mark. If it's a Blade Brand, we can defeat it. What would make this a cool Kaldheim reprint? Whoa. That's like the best I've ever seen this be. Like, ever. Seriously, I've never seen Clear the Stage do more work than it did just there. We're gonna go with Skyguard, though. We're going to bind the Recluse, but we're not going to block it, or else we just give the Firewheeler a chance to finish off the Skyguard. Don't you finish it off. Oh my god! I quit, Magic. I quit. Still swinging away like nothing. So what does that mean? Well, we don't have much choice anymore, gang. We got to make some blocks. I'm going to put it on Shen to show me what's what. Yeah, I guess if it's... we could do this. If we're assuming it's +1, +0, and first strike, what's the block? Like, let's assume it's plus... I mean, I guess we just have to... we still just have to spring the trap. Not much to do besides spring the trap. And hope we draw out of this. We can get Dead Revels. Will that be good? Gotta keep trying. Only sending those. I'm going to double block here and try to get away with an 0 for 1. Well, 1 for 1. Finish off the Recluse. Yeah. I don't know what else to do besides try and prevent this, because I think if there were tricks, we would see more of an attack. Action deck. Need action, though. Ugh. Call for action, get a land. I suppose there's still in my deck there. Sadly, have to trade Windstorm off for the Firewheeler here. I might swing away with everything, given that our block on the Firewheeler is just about forced. Sending in everything else, like, yes, Pegasus could eat the 1/1, but then we would take, I don't know. I don't know what Shen has in hand, but I kind of like the swing away here for them. Because I have to do this. We just have to block and hope we draw. And we can't take 4, so... All right. That gives us something to do, something to play. We do have a double block on the caster, single blocks on the flyers, and single blocks on the footlight. So ostensibly we're stable-ish, but I don't feel good about this. I would call Shen advantaged right now, but with us having outs. So let's see. If we sack this to save this, what does that do for us? Then we take 1 in the air, but we have a ground blocker that's indestructible for the caster. If we let this happen, it's dead, but then we can block caster and bounce and only take 2. So just trying to figure out if we want to keep Pontiff or Flyer. Yeah, and I think you're right, Mike. Puzzling it through, the Pegasus actually has better blocks. Scry to the top probably means we can't win. Yeah, Scry to the top. I don't know how we beat a Scry to the top here. Needed to see a Scry to the bottom there. Yeah, so now that puts us to a test. I think we have to go for a dead thing. We could take the village, the Footlight Fiend, 1, 2, 3, Footlight Fiend to the face 4, go to 2, and then have Pegasus against Caster and 1/1. I'm going to do that and hope we draw out of it. And hope that, I don't know, these are blanks. Perfect top deck, I think, is probably the Dead Revels, or if we still have the Wrath, the Wrath. But didn't we use the Wrath? Yeah, we already used the Wrath. It was like, I thought we Wrathed already this game. Well, if that didn't seal it, that sure does. Yeah, Skyguard number 2 would do it. Good work, Shen. First timer takes me out. I'm gonna tip the cap there, take our second loss. Well, it makes sense that the control deck would lose to the Fun Police, right, Jinx? Pac-Man up next, though. I'm going to take my frustrations out on Pac-Man. Grim Pac-Man, I'm destroying you. I'm calling it right now. Grim Pac-Man is just gonna get crushed. Good game, Shen. Nice work. I love this deck that we ended up with. If I don't end up with 4+ wins, I'll be surprised, and I would take this deck into just about any RNA event, you know? Like, this is just... I love our deck. I love this deck. I've had Esper decks I hate, Tron. Like, I've had bad Esper decks that are like, this is not good. What I'm saying is this is an actually good one. Peggy, you're a little bit late. Would have loved to have you available for last turn, but we'll take you here over holding up Grotesque. We really didn't see any in the draft, did we, Robert? I mean, I don't remember passing a Vandal. Granted, I wasn't in red, so it might have not been in my mind, but... Yeah, we couldn't have blocked, but we could have been attacking. I mean, you just like to cast your 2-drops on curve, really, is all. This is nice, though. We get... I mean, we could hold Demise, but we at least get Slimebind after we Plaza. Although I should have held up black. Now I'm not representing black, but that's okay. What is this? Yeah. We're holding back anyway. Wow. Stalwarting. You don't see this card much, even though this is a fine... You know, like, we see this in a lot of different sets doing different things. Interesting to see here. We're going to bind this spirit now, though. And bounce off of a Fiend or a Panther. Panther of our own is reasonable. We get to play it and then hold it and Demise. Obviously, we want some land to unlock the rest of our hand here, but this is okay. Maybe I'm supposed to use the Demise before they do anything else, but I think we wait. I'm going to be a little bit greedy with it. We've seen the blowout potential. Although more so in the fighty type colors as opposed to black-white. Yeah, Death Touch on Fiend. Good reason to have the Demise up. Not sending the Fiend, though. They're only sending the things that can ostensibly trade here. This makes me want to just offer the Panther for the Stalwart and see if that is accepted. Trade either for the Stalwart or something in hand. Vampire is kind of your must kill, and I kind of like... I mean, we could Chili Bee it now and kind of take a turn, but there's also an argument to just exile this thing before they can even untap. I don't know what there is to really protect it in white-black, but... well, we don't know what else they were holding up, right? It is suggestive that Pac-Man's no dummy here, so I expect that Pac-Man has something in hand that justified the vampire post-combat, but don't know. Yeah, there you go. I mean, Mike calls it without even knowing the hand. We're at 15. I really want to use my mana if I can. Like, if we draw a 2-drop, next turn we can demise 2-drop. But the fact that we're not under a ton of pressure is why I'm thinking of not exiling it now, Pablo. That we have time. We can give him a turn with it and still be fine. And Chili B is going to sit it down anyway. It's not going to attack us. Might even just sit the Panther down. We can start attacking. Yeah, I'm going to Chili. I think I've talked myself into the Chili play.
All right, everyone, chill.
Now we're going to draw a 2-drop, and it's going to be perfect. Well, he didn't get our 2-spell turn, but I'm not going to mess around with the Grotesque Demise anymore. We're going to get rid of this Vampire and certainly send Chili B. And I think we leave Pegasus back on D. It blocks the Veteran here. I'm going to go ahead and risk the Pegasus. If they want to use any hand resources on Pegasus, it's probably going to be fine. I mean, if they have like a Blade Brand, it's somewhat free. But Peggy isn't that important here. We're going to get much better flyers going shortly anyway. So let's make him have it. And we saw last... You know, the attacks we saw just the turn before were not suggestive of combat tricks. Our sneak is here, but... I think we should go... Well, we can go sneak, and then if we draw a gate, we get to start getting in with it. But I think messenger's fine here. Send that in. Pause on... Oh, I guess it's Panther pause. Just trying to make sure I understood whether the pause was in hand or on board. It is on board. Yeah, 13 life, unblockable, 3-1. But they need to sack to do it. They have a couple of freebies. They can sack the Spirit that's not doing anything, and the Footlight Fiend can be a reasonable sack, but it costs them to do it. All right. Probably... Yeah, this seems like Blade Brand, which means we want to... How do we want to do this if it's Blade Brand? We could block the Panther and just... Then it trades anyway. Yeah, we could double the Vet. Then if it's Blade Brand, they 2-for-1 us, though. I think we double the Vet, we're 2-for-1ing ourselves. Because we should play around Blade Brand here. This way, yeah, I don't like the Footlight Fiend, because Blade Brand with Footlight Fiend is just... If we block the Footlight Fiend is too devastating, but this isn't the worst if they have Blade Brand, right? Yeah, let's do this. All right. So let's go Sneak, and then we have Slimy up. And are we leaving Chili Bee back, or do we need to race now? This Infiltrator is... Yeah, we might need to be on D now. Okay, I'll stay on D. Well, that's true. Interesting. Mike and Haj disagree. That's unusual. Usually they're on the same page. The argument for attacking is we have Slime Bind on defense, and we're going to bind the Infiltrator after they maybe spend on the Footlight Fiend. I think we send in. Let's encourage them to get aggro with us, given the Slime Bind. The 1/1 back threatens to block Footlight Fiend or whatever. I could have sent this too as well, but I do like this action. Couple of Rakdos players, neither of them ended up with Judith. The Orzhov player ended up with Judith and splashed it. Okay. Let's see if they do anything with this. Sack the Fiend? Feels like they're gonna, because what I mean, I'm just gonna block it if they don't. Oh, I didn't even see that thing attacking. I guess I didn't want to trade it off anyway, but I should have thought about it. We might have needed to trade there. Gate Sneak for a card. Gotta attack and hope we find something good here. Less good. We have blocks and everything now. If Pac-Man has blanks, we're okay. If Pac-Man has good action, we're in trouble. Although we have Sky Guards coming up here. This is a big turn. Let's see. So we want Chili Bee here, and then we get Skyguard to help reduce the problems over here. Yeah, we're pretty in trouble with Judith. I knew we were gonna be in trouble with Judith was a big scary card. All right, they figured out attack. Well, I vowed to crush Grim Pac-Man under my heel and instead was crushed. Maybe it triggers on non-token. I think, okay, yeah, well, I didn't read, but Do you think we were winning that game? I guess we had. Thing is, what were our outs? What were our outs if we lived that turn? Yeah, I suppose. I guess that was a. I guess I punted away for not reading. Only fair. If we can't kill Judith, though, we're just gonna. I guess. Well, we had chances. I would say that if I had read properly there and not punted, we would have. I'll say this. Let's say I hadn't punted. I'm curious. Let's say I'd done the right thing there and we lived to see another turn. What are our chances of winning from that spot? What's the closest percent chance of winning we had if we don't punt there? What do you think we have a chance for? Hey, Luis, thanks for the big raid. Welcome, everybody. Those of you coming from Luis's stream, you probably have heard of me. Maybe you've heard me on Limited Resources. I co-created Limited Resources with Marshall Sutcliffe back in 2009, before eventually going on to Wizards of the Coast, where I worked for Wizards for 7 years. 5 of it in Magic R&D, 2 of it on this here product right here. I worked on Magic the Gathering Arena, and now I stream here on weekday mornings, 9 a.m. Pacific. And so glad to have you. Welcome. You caught us right at the end of our big Friday event. So let me hop to Soapbox for a second, tell the new folks what's going on here. On Fridays, I draft against chat. We go to mtgadraft.herokuapp.com. Here, let me bring that up real quick even. We use this here website, mtgadraft.herokuapp.com. I'll throw that in chat. And we draft here on this third-party website. Then we head on back to Arena, and we use the challenge system to battle chat. So I have drafted this here deck. We actually decided to do RNA today. And the reason we did RNA is because we have never drafted this on Arena against other people. When RNA was the set of record on Arena, it was bot only, so we did bot drafts, and we're drafting and playing in pod. You've caught us right at the rubber match. I have split it 3-3 with chat today. We are going to play one final game to see who wins the week. So I really like our deck. I'm surprised we're only 3-3. Honestly, I figured I'd be like 5 wins with this. I had high hopes for this. I love this deck and would play it anytime in this format. We're mostly Orzhov, but we got some blue for the sneaks and the chili bees. So basically, Azorius, Esper control. Strong deck in the format, but we've only gone 3-3 with it. Oh yeah, it's Joel Larson. We were just talking. What? Speak of the devil, Joel. Mr. Larson was in the Community Cup. And we were just talking yesterday about how you were dragging one day and you came in. You had some of my coffee and it perked you right up. Perked you right up enough to destroy me at the Community Cup. But there you go. Thanks for all those follows as well. Appreciate that. Hope you all had fun with Luis too. I'm sure you did. Anyway, let's do it. You found it. You got here right for Game 7. Game 7 of our weekly World Series. And I'm going to be battling against Norbert. All right, Norbert, pressure's on. Post-Luis raid, show us what you got, buddy. And a raid from Lola Man 2. Welcome, Lola Raiders. We'll hop back over here. We also have lots of fun memes on this for this set too. Welcome, Lola Raiders as well. Glad to have everybody here. Geez, so many people. I might have to draft again after this. Might have to draft again if everybody's going to show up like this. We're going to keep, though. Ooh, I was going to go Plaza on 2. But we do have an Oligarch that we can play on 2. And if we happen... kind of want Sneak on 3. So we can either play the Plaza and have a Sneak on 3, or we can play the Swamp and go Oligarch. And basically, no, we're not going to have a Sneak on 3, because we don't have blue sources. Mike likes the Oligarch play. I think I'm on Plaza, especially because we don't have any other land behind. So if we can manage to get this through, like let's say we go Plaza this turn, Sneak on 3. We don't draw a land on 4, but we demise the thing that's in our way and we attack to draw a land. So I'm going to get the Sneak going ASAP. We do have Wrath. Mike is saying play to the Wrath in your hand, and that's fair. We still could. Like, we could even do it now, right? Like, we could play the Guildgate here, and then Wrath next turn. I think we're going to do that now. Now that we've found a Guildgate, let's just, let's play the Guildgate and plan to Wrath next turn. And if Norbert doesn't play another creature, we can consider doing something else. Hey, look! It finally showed up. We got our meme.
To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance!
And yeah, I'm not going to mess around. We're just going to Wrath, get a 2-for-1 Wrath, and build the board from here. Yeah, I keep facing Rakdos. Fun Police keeps getting me. Any basic off the top would be nice, and then we can Chili. No Chili for us, but we can play an Oligarch that blocks an Acrobat nicely. And, or we can play a Sneak on the intent to get that going, but I think we want Oligarch to threaten the block. Another one!
To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance!
I don't see offering a trade for that when it's holding off the Acrobat. Mike says block. If we block, what's the plan for next turn if we don't find a land, though? I don't... If you show me the basic on top, I like the block, but I don't like blocking until I know... Yeah, I'm not gonna Revels. No, there's no way I'm reveling for nothing. I'm gonna say no blocks, and because I don't know what we do this turn if we if we block there and don't find land. Send in. We could obviously Slime Bind here, but Gateway Sneak is now our friend. Blocks the Vandal, and if we find a gate, we'll be in good shape. Now, with the Acrobat not attacking and the Vandal attacking, it seems like throwing away the Vandal to trade a swamp for a fresh card. I really, like the idea of getting the sneak in, but it's not getting in through the acrobat anyway without finding a gate. So I'm gonna call this bluff. Or maybe described as a semi-bluff. Yeah, more of a semi-bluff. Like, seems like Norbert would have been fine with us not blocking and fine with us blocking. But here we got our land that we've been needing, and now we can get going here. I'm just gonna drop a Chili Bee, tap down the bat, and get in for a card. It's nice.
All right, everyone, chill.
Grudion is just okay. We have the Slime Bind to really mess that plan up. Kind of like demise the Vamp and have Slime Bind for the Grudion and then send in. Although Slime Bind... No, actually, let's go demise the Grudion, Slime Bind the Vamp, because then both of the Gateway Sneak and Oligarch are lethal on the Vamp. Let's do that. Well, yeah. I'm gonna do that. They're kind of compelled to block the Sneak anyway. And then we'll get the Slime Bind to clear it out. They have their Acrobat going now, but the Oligarch has been successfully holding off the Acrobat. Yeah, replacement Sneak would have been interesting too. Second time we got by a Dagger Caster, but I think we can fade this one. We have 6, 7. We're gonna have 7 mana this turn. Trying to figure out if we need to do any blocking. Can't kill the... We're not going to get the Sneak through the caster, so that doesn't seem to make any sense. I think we do send Chili Bee, though, and we get to drop... Well, I guess, let's see, what's in the yard? We've got just the Oligarch. Yeah, Drake pumping flyers makes sense. Do you want to keep, what do you want to keep anything back? What are we keeping back here? I think we send Chili, and then we have 2 power to threaten the Acrobat with. Yeah, we are threatening lethal in the air, and even with a block with our Spirit, we're threatening lethal in the air. Neither of these change that, so...
To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance!
Blocking here and here. Seemed like the Desperation Rummage, yeah. Take what you want, drill bit. I didn't even want to block. I didn't see anything. I don't know what they could have done that would have been lethal, so I didn't like putting our lethal at risk. Mike liked blocking even the 2/3. I wanted to preserve every. I didn't want to put anything that was part of our lethal counterattack at risk. So, and for those of you new around here, there is the standing bet on Fridays is that if chat can 07 me, they get to decide my next haircut. So every time I win on Fridays, we play the hair toss meme, which hopefully is going to happen right now. I don't see what their outs are, but so we get the hair toss.
my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
Chat has gotten close. Chat has 1-6 me, but I didn't go 0-6. I won on like the third game or whatever, but they did 1-6 me. It's a little bit scary every week. Yeah, it is. Like you know, but at the same time, it's just my hair. Like the worst case, they 07 me and I get a haircut that's funny, and then I turn it into a haircut that's not bad, and then get on with my life, right? I don't know if it was a profit, but we got a profit mean redemption. Maybe I'll... Yeah, you got to run the profit meme because that's from that set too, right? Here, let's see. What are some... Let's do some meme favorites for our new friends around here. Everybody loves the memes. How about... Here's the OG meme. So when I first started streaming, I was... we were playing Guilds of Ravnica at the time, and I always got... Whenever I saw a burglar rat, this little snippet of Public Enemy would come into my head, and so I had my son turn this into the meme. So this was the very first meme we did on this channel.
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
And it all evolved from there, and now we just have a million memes. There's so many darn memes. All right, here, let's see. It's a... We'll go... It's a trap.
You've activated my trap card. It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap.
We got...
Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Well, I'm going. Go on.
Got that one. Oh, Miller time, sure.
Welcome to Miller Time. Get through here. It's yours and mine.
Got to do Mama's favorite. Mama's favorite.
Come sail away with me, lads.
We got... Thunder. Oh, this is a favorite. Couple of blah blah blahs. So I am known to talk quite a bit around here, and if I get going too long, chat redeems this one.
Blah, blah, blah.
No, blah, blah, blah.
Or possibly this one.
Take your blah blah to the blah blahologist.
We have, oh yes, sometimes you get more land than you want. In which case, we resort to this.
Oh, here comes the flood.
And then we, here's the thing though, whenever we play that meme, immediately we draw another land. So then when we draw the next land on the next turn, we follow with this.
We will say goodbye to flesh and blood.
But of course, what's the opposite of flood?
Where are we going? To Neverland. 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 Oh, but Neverland.
Thank you, sir.